Welcome to Chris Parkin Shooting Sports. Today I'm out with an Element Optics Helix scope in 4-16x44 specification. This is first focal plane and milliradian adjustments. The scope's also available in minutes of angle, but please stick around and let's see how we get on with it. Tube diameter is 30mm, ejected lens diameter is 44mm. The exit pupil goes from 13.5 to 3.3mm. Overall length is 360mm, overall weight is 675 grams. Eye relief is 3.7 inches or 94mm. Field of view is 8.8 to 2.2 metres at 100 metres. The scope is available in either milliradians or minutes of angle. The milliradian version has 10th milliradian clicks and there are 6 milliradians per turning completely, which is 60 clicks. The minute of angle version has 15 minutes of angle per revolution, quarter-inch clicks, 60 clicks again. Overall elevation adjustment is 23.3 milliradians or 80 minutes of angle. Overall windage adjustment is 13.1 milliradians or 45 minutes of angle. When you've zeroed your scope, it's as easy to reset the turret dial markers as this. So just hold on to the dial marker, take the turret cap off, that just lifts up, realign it with the 0 mark and click it back in place. Pop the cap back on. That's not the 0 stop, but I'll cover the 0 stop at the workbench. The windage adjusts in exactly the same way. So just remove the cap, that comes off. When you're actually setting up initially, you can do it without the cap on and then that doesn't restrict you in any way at all. So the cap goes back on, which has got the marker on it. Just got to feel to make sure it just slots onto that spline and that clicks back into position. These don't lock, but you do get really nice solid clicks when you're adjusting that you can both feel and hear, and you don't need to actually be watching the scope to make adjustments to it. When you're taking on targets at different ranges, you just twist the turret and you've got nice solid clicks into position. These will match perfectly with your ballistic settings, and of course the reticle within, being in the first focal plane, regardless of whatever magnification you're using, will match the turret clicks perfectly. Parallax on the left side runs from 15 metres all the way out to infinity. It's nice and firm, backlash free, there's no feel of play or movement within the scope. A comprehensive instruction book is supplied, which goes through all the features, all the functionality, and perhaps most importantly, setting up the 0 stop on the turret, which is explained here in detail to make sure that the actual marker passes over the stop on the scope body. Once your scope's zeroed, take the top cap off, lift the marker dial off and slacken the grub screws on the inner 0 stop dial. Then you need to turn the dial all the way clockwise so that this stop here engages with the stop on the scope body itself. And if you nip these back up, when you're actually turning the scope, you can see now how it comes back to its 0 stop there. If you want to set a little bit of negative travel in, just leave that spaced slightly away like that. Just helps if you ever need to change super short distances or different ammunition types. Gives you a little bit more range and versatility, and it means you still cannot get lost in scope travel. Once those are nipped back up, pop the cap back on, marking 0, spin the dial back in place, and now you've got negative travel or positive travel. Windage is on the right side. Everything about the windage works the same as the elevation turret. Nice positive clicks as usual, just no 0 stop. But it is nice because it's marked at 0 for centre and then right or left of centre. For multiple turns, there's a vernier scale underneath and of course that will come back to a 0 stop. I always set the 0 stop with about -1 milliradian just in case I need it, if change ammunition, things like that, or different conditions. The scope's waterproof, fog-proof, shockproof and nitrogen purged. A sunshade, lens cloth, rubber lens caps are also included. There is a removable magnification throw lever. Click values available on the scopes have agreed with previously confirmed long-range ballistic data on all 3 rifles I've tested the scope with. There's a fast focus eyepiece at the back to give you a nice crisp reticle picture, and the scope is supplied with both flip-up caps and stretch rubber covers as well. The first focal plane reticle gives you hash marks in milliradians that perfectly match both windage and elevation turrets, so you can aim off or dial off exactly as you want. The image quality taken from a DSLR looking through the back of the scope isn't as good as your eyesight is, but it's the best we can do to show on camera to make it look easy today. Full details of the reticle instructions and all the subtensions and milliradian or minute of angle hash marks are shown in the reticle guide. The scope is supplied with flip-up lens covers, or you've also got elasticated ones that fit over the top, and there's also a sunshade supplied for the front end objective. There's plenty of grip available for the smooth travel on these deeply knurled ridges on the zoom dial, but you're also supplied, remove the Allen key there, and there's a small stud you can screw in there, and that gives you more immediate control with a fingertip or thumb. The only thing is, you do need to be careful it doesn't coincide with where your bolt travels, because if I put that on 16 power, just happens to be on this rifle, that bolt does hit it. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed a little bit of an introduction to shooting the Element Optics Helix 4-16x44. The first focal plane functionality on this makes it so much more similar to the 60-24's higher power target oriented scopes, but it brings it into a more compact format suitable for deer stalking or foxing, or for those wanting closer range shooting, air guns and things like that. I'm using it today on a 17 HMR, but I've used it on a 2.2 rimfire, and I've also used it on 2.23 centerfire. It's simple to set up, easy to use, and the 30mm tube makes it simple to set up with different length Picatinny rail and proprietary mounts on rifles where other sizes like 34s, 36s aren't available, for example. One advantage is you can dial all the way from infinity back down below 15 metres. This makes the scope suitable for nearly all rifle types, including air rifles. I love the fact you can confidently make adjustments and hear and feel the clicks, even with your head on the stock. That applies to windage as well as elevation. Multiple turns of elevation, have a vernier scale underneath. When you go back to 0, there is a 0 stop. I tend to set my 0 stop either 5 or in fact 10 clicks below 0. Just gives me a little bit more versatility if I change ammunition in the field. Thank you to Sportsman Gun Centre for the loan of this rifle scope. Please like, please subscribe and please comment on the video, because it's what inspires us to make more videos for you, explaining products, showing you new things out there in the shooting environment and helping you set them up to suit your shooting needs perfectly. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.